It's not your typical, like, romance movie, so you might like it. Hi, and welcome back to our channel. We are CineChix. I'm Jen.
And I'm Christina, and today we are going to be counting down our top 5 romance movies. Very surprised, I know you guys are, because I hate romance movies, but I do have a top 5 list. My number 5 romance movie is The Bodyguard, starring Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. I saw it when I was a kid and was like super obsessed with it. That's like my main like reason for it being on my list. And then when I watched it as an adult, there are a lot of things that went over my head. I don't remember a lot of the adult content that was in that movie from watching when I was a kid. But it's number 5 on my list. I love that movie.
I've never seen Bodyguard.
Oh my god, okay, so that's it. We have to react to it then. We have to watch it.
Number 5 on my list. Most of my lists are like movies from my childhood as well. And number 5 is a more recent one, The Big Sick. I was really surprised by that movie. It was really cute. I just think it was like a refreshing, interesting story that wasn't your run-of-the-mill rom-com movie that had all those tropes. And it's probably because it was based on real life. And maybe that's why I also enjoyed it. But that's number 5.
I almost watched that movie when I found out that it was based on him and his wife's relationship. I didn't quite do it though. But who's surprised?
Not quite. You didn't quite do it.
No, I didn't quite do it.
You should watch it though. I actually think you'd like it because it's not your typical like romance movie. So you might like it.
Maybe
or you might not hate it. Let me put it that way. You might not hate it.
Okay. I might have to watch it. I might have to watch it. My number 4 pick is 50 First Dates. Even though, I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, but I feel like it's probably low-key problematic now. But I definitely thought it was funny when it came out, and I thought it was pretty sweet that, and unrealistic, but pretty sweet that, you know, he would try so hard to like make her fall in love with him every single day of their lives together. And I think that's really cute. I don't know if that could be me, but I think it's a really cute movie, and it kept me very entertained.
I love that movie, and that almost made it to my list. That is definitely one of the movies that I've watched a million times. And in the ending, when it's like the video of like her whole life so that she remembers it each day, I'm like, that's so sweet, but also that's so sad and depressing that you have to like live that way. But no, that's a really cute movie. Number 4 for me, The Princess Bride, because I love that movie. It's super cute. I actually watched it recently, like a couple months ago, and it's still just as corny, but also still like holds up in its own right because it's a super corny, cheesy, romantic fairy tale movie that I love.
My number 3 pick was A Walk to Remember. I love that movie. Even though it's tropey as all hell, I love that movie. It's literally like a formula. Like that movie is a formulaic teen romance movie, but I loved every second of it. And I remember when I think I was like 9 when it came out. I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I was like 9. And my best friend at the time's mom took us to go see that, me and my friend to go see that movie. We were in that theater blubbering like babies. Like, how do we even really understand like the gravity of what was going on? I don't know. But we were blubbering like babies. To this day, I love that movie.
I have a similar story to yours. The first time I saw it, I went to go see it at a movie theater with my sisters, and it had just left the main movie theater. So this was at this movie theater called Movies 4, where it was like $1 to go see it. And I legit cried from the moment you find out she is dying until the moment we got home. And the theater was 30 minutes away, and that was only like 45 minutes into the movie. I cried for like an hour and a half, and not just like little cries. I was like hyperventilating. My sisters were like, what is wrong with you? It was such an emotional movie. I get teary just thinking about that movie. I was obsessed with the soundtrack, and I would cry every time I would listen to the soundtrack because I would think about her dying, and I'm like, I can't do it. I love it so much.
My number 2 is Romeo and Juliet, but the one with Leo in it, obviously. That movie was a freaking drug trip. I think the first time I saw the movie was in high school because my teacher, after we watched Romeo and Juliet, instead of making us watch like the old one, she put on this one. And I was like, yo, this is it. This is super lit. I was like, this is it. I loved it. I loved the acting, the coloring, and like
Leo.
I don't know. Yeah, of course. Like if any, like Leo. That's probably the only reason actually. But you know, they have to make it good for the video, so I can't say it's only Leo. But I just love that movie.
There's so many movies that needed to be on my list, but I can only do 5. And unlike Christina, I'm a sucker for like rom-coms, even though they're unrealistic and they give us a false look on reality, and no relationship can ever live up to these dumb fake relationships in these movies. But you wanna know what? I'm a sucker for them. I love them. They're stupid, and I'm aware that they're stupid. Number 2 on my list. I'm aware. At least I'm aware. Number 2 on my list is Titanic, because obviously Titanic has to be on this list. And once again, similarly to Walk to Remember, this movie makes me cry every single time, freaking bawl my eyes out. And there was enough room. We all know there was enough room on that freaking piece of wood on the door. There was room. She's a bitch. She's a bitch. Okay? He did not need to die. But I love it. Leo, obviously. So the first time I saw this, I saw it alone at home, and I'm just watching it, bawling my eyes out. My dad and my oldest sister walk through the door. They get home, and it's the credits where Celine Dion is singing, and I'm just bawling my eyes out singing the song along with it. And my sister tried to like turn it off, and I was like, don't turn it off. She was like, the heck? And my dad was like, just let her be. She's fine. And I watched it like probably at least once a year, even though it makes me cry the entire movie, because I hate whenever I know that it's going to be sad, then I start crying earlier because I anticipate being sad. And then, obviously the car scene and the hand, I've done that because of that movie.
Well, this is a perfect segue into my number 1, because my number 1 is Titanic. I was so obsessed with that movie. Like, I wasn't allowed to see it when it first came out. I asked my mom if I could see it, and she said no. So then I asked my grandfather's girlfriend, and she took me to see it because, as kids, if mom says no, find an older adult who doesn't know anything and will take you anyways. So I did get in trouble when I got home after she found out that I went to go see the movie.
But worth it.
But yes, but she bought me, so like, I had the cassette tape of the score. I would take it in. Was I in daycare or something? Preschool? I don't know. We take naps whenever it was. I was taking naps, and I would bring in the cassette tape and have my teacher play the Titanic score during nap time. I love that
score. Steven used to put the score on like every night to go to sleep to, because it's so beautiful and it's so good.
I don't even remember. I only remember bringing that cassette tape into like whatever preschool, whatever I was in. But that's it. I don't remember listening to it at home. I don't remember anything else but bringing it into nap time. I'm pretty sure those other kids were like, oh my God, again with this.
Whenever I watched it, this was like not before DVDs, but it was before I had it on DVD. And I literally had the 2 VHSs that you had to put in when Titanic first came out.
Oh my God, I did
VHSs.
too.
My number 1 is super cheesy, and I love it. No matter how many people say that it's not a great movie, I will defend it forever. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson. Freaking love that movie. I had watched it so much on my DVD that I had to buy a new DVD because it had been watched so much, but now it's on streaming, so it's fine. I could literally quote the entire movie to you right now. That's how much I've seen it. That's how much I love it. I know that it's super unrealistic, and that's one of those movies that gives you, what's the word?
Expectations?
It gives you false expectations of relationships. This is one of those movies, that movie, Made in Manhattan, The Wedding Planner, all those movies that were like super popular in the early 2000s, late 1990s. Super terrible false expectations, but they're adorable and I love them. And that dress that Kate Hudson wears at the end of the movie. I have dreamed of having that dress. One of the reasons why I love that movie so much and I love Kate Hudson so much is because she also has tiny boobs. And I was like, hey, you're like me. I felt seen, so. But anyways, that's my number one.
Did you have a bonus or?
I do.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So my bonus pick, it's a little controversial.
Ooh.
It's the Breakup. What else would it fall under than like a rom-com? But like,
yeah,
they don't end up together at like they break up. So it's kind of
realistic.
like
That's a realistic romantic movie.
Exactly. It's so realistic. It's not like they ignored every single problem they've ever had and then just decided, like, at the end, ignoring all their problems and being like, oh, we're good now. It's like, no, you guys had some real issues for like an hour and 45. You expect me to believe in the last 10 minutes y'all solved it all and y'all are staying together. Like, you know, they broke up and then they like see each other on the street later on. They're both doing better and like they're cordial. And I'm like, this is life. This is your life. That's it. This is it. So that's my bonus.
That's a good one. My bonus, some people consider it a romantic movie, which is why it's not on my main list, because it's more a movie about the relationship of a father and his son. And this movie is About Time, which is so good. And I love that movie, even though once again, it's a movie that makes me cry so much, but it's a beautiful movie. It's the perfect type of movie. And it's also, I don't know. So it's kind of a romantic movie, but not really.
It was totally marketed as like a romance.
It was marketed as a romance movie, but it was more about the relationship between the father and the son, which I thought was a really cool story to tell.
Yeah, it was. I did enjoy the movie. So let us know what your top 5 romance movies are down in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with all your friends. Help us out. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you know every time we post new videos.
Until next time. Bye.
Padfoot, what are you doing?